Alright, hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about some things that you may not necessarily know about the Mk7.5 Golf R. Now, as you guys probably know, this may vary, of course. Some of the things may apply to Mark 7, but I just want to talk about it in this video as just specifically for my 2019, because some of you guys may not necessarily know. If you haven't owned a Golf R, or if you own a Golf R with not these features, you know, it might be a little interesting. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is these vents up here. Now, I apologize for all the salt and the dirt. It's still winter around here, as you guys can see. We still got some snow. But as you guys can sort of see, kind of in that little, right in there, we have a little vent. And actually, that's something that surprised me a lot about this car, because I never knew that, you know, in a Golf you would actually have functional vents, and these actually route right to the wheel. I wouldn't necessarily call them brake coolers by any means, but again, that's some airflow going right through, and you know, that probably helps. Another thing I also want to point out too, just as we're kind of at the front of the car, is it appears that we have some intercoolers, and I believe this is a DSG cooler. And as we go to the other side, you'll see the same exact thing. In the center we have our intercooler. That's wicked cool. And again, we still have that functional vent. I will say cleaning in that is probably going to be a little difficult because it's obviously super tight, but again, super cool to see functional vents on this type of car. All right, so the next feature I want to talk about is something that's included among all Mark 7Rs, but it's definitely something cool to talk about because it obviously pertains to my vehicle and all others, is the fact that every single Golf R comes with a valved exhaust system. And the cool thing about that is obviously you get factory valves, but if you want to upgrade to an aftermarket exhaust, you can buy an aftermarket exhaust with a valve system that utilizes the factory function with the factory, wires and everything. So, you know, it's an easy plug and play, and in my case I have a Remus valved exhaust. It's non-resonated, sounds great, and of course it hooks up to the factory system, so it functions just like it would leaving the dealership. So I'll show you guys, I'll give you guys a little sound clip as to kind of valves on and valves off. It'll start up, the valves always open, or they stay open when it starts up, and then they close. I'll rev it with them closed, and then I'll rev with them open so you guys can kind of hear it. Personally, I love it. I think the Remus just fits the car all too well. Get that deep tone without really any rasp. For a 4-cylinder, it's not too bad. Of course, to open the valves and close them, you can obviously do that with a custom mode, just tweaking the engine sound. But you can also just put the car in race mode, and then automatically opens the valves, and everything goes into race mode. So, sounds really good, and yeah, no, I love it. It's really nice having factory valves. So right now we're looking right at the infotainment. As you guys can see, we have 5 modes to choose from, and of course eco, comfort, normal, race, and individual, or a custom setting essentially. The cool thing about these modes is actually it definitely changes the vehicle up a lot. And one secret thing that you guys probably didn't know, and coming from a Mark 7 GTI that always had the DSG fart or the DSG crack, it would always do that. However, in the Golf R, the only way that you can get your car to DSG fart is either by putting it in race or in custom and tweaking the drive system to race. Of course, another way to do this is put it into sport auto, but if the car's in normal drive, or if it's in any of these modes and in manual mode or whatever, it will not have the DSG fart, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So what we'll do is we'll do a takeaway with race mode, so we'll do it with the DSG farts, and then I'll do a takeaway with them off. It'll just be a very unusual sound, because obviously when you shift you expect to hear like a little, you know, confirmation that you shifted, but yeah, you can turn them off, and it's something I never really expected was possible with the 7-speed DSG, but it is. All right, let's start off in race mode. And as you guys could hear, aside from everything shuffling around, you got that nice crispy DSG fart. Now what we'll do is we'll put the car into custom setting. Now my custom setting will leave the valves open, so you know, the exhaust will retain the same note. We'll go to adjust just to make sure. So we'll do drive system in normal to you know, not have the DSG farts, and we'll do engine sound in race. So let's see what that's all about. Let's select that right there. All right, and let's see what it sounds like. fast. All right, hopefully that was something a little bit interesting. I wanted to change it up a little bit for you guys because I know my content has been kind of dry and obviously pretty much absent. I haven't been posting in 2 weeks, but hopefully, you know, this spiced stuff up. Of course, as you guys can hear the car idling in race mode, it's just such a deep tone. It sounds really nice. But yeah, stay tuned for more videos. We got some awesome reviews on the way. I'm reviewing the last of the Mark 7.5 GTIs, I believe a 2021 model. And then I have ID4 as well, so I'll be reviewing those cars, and we got some new mods on the way for the Golf R. I won't disclose what those are quite yet, but stay tuned because they'll be awesome. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.